Nearly 50% of test candidates fail the test first time round. This is an expensive exercise in terms of wasted time waiting for the next test and wasted money paying for more lessons. In the majority of cases, first-time failure is unnecessary. With a little bit more preparation and proper attention to detail, you can not alone improve your test driving, but you can also become a safe driver for life. Morning, Niall.
Good morning, Ray.
Niall is an instructor with the Irish School of Motoring, and together we'll be taking you on a specialist lesson covering all aspects of correct driving procedure. It's a bit like cycling a bike, actually.
That's great.
Once you learn it once, you have it for a lifetime. Okay, Niall, so before we even get into the car, there's a checklist of things you must go through.
That's correct. But before the checklist, there's a few general things we should look at. Windows should be clean, mirrors should be clean, indicators and lights should be free of dirt.
So the car should be clean and in a presentable condition before we arrive at the test centre.
That's correct, Ray.
Now, the checklist.
First of all, current tax disc, current insurance disc, and be careful the letters aren't faded on it. L plates front and rear, indicators front and rear must be working. Wipers must be working. Tyres must have a minimum of 1.6mm tyre depth. And another point is to get somebody to check the brake lights for you at the back.
Now, before we start the engine, what checks do we need to do inside the car?
Most important of all, check the doors are fully closed. Adjust your seat position so that you're not too close to the pedals. When the clutch is fully depressed, your leg shouldn't be fully stretched.
Right.
Slight bend in the arms, giving you maximum control of the wheel.
Right, now I use the 10-to-2 hand position on the wheel. Okay?
That's fine. Or the 1/4-to-3 position, so long as you've got maximum control of the whheel.
Now, if I was to cross my hands while doing the test, would I automatically fail it?
No, that's perfectly allowable. We tend to teach beginners the push-pull method, where one hand pushes up and the other hand pulls down.
Right.
But the crossing over is perfectly acceptable.
As long as you're in full control.
As long as you're in full control, that's correct.
Is there anything that I could do while steering that would cause me to fail the test?
Well, one thing would be letting the wheel slip through your hands. That's a common failure point, so you should feed the wheel around at all time.
Okay.
Test your car horn.
So that's steering. Now, let's continue with the checklist.
Okay. Check the rear view mirror so that it's roughly parallel with the back window, top of the back window.
Right.
Okay, gear lever in neutral. Handbrake on. Seat belt on. And another point, the testers don't have to wear a seat belt.
Fine, so that's it.
Right, we're ready to start off.
Right, so we've completed all our checks inside and out. Can you take us through the procedure for starting the engine and moving off?
Okay, the correct procedure is turn your ignition on, start your engine, select first gear, check your rear view mirror, indicate right, look over your right shoulder, check rear view mirror again, and if clear, release handbrake and move off smoothly. And cancel the indicators if they don't cancel themselves. Now let's see you do it. Well done, that's a good start.
Obviously, a lot more observation is needed when driving in the city than when driving in the country.
That's true because of a higher frequency of traffic. So approximately every 10 to 15 seconds you should glance at the mirror. And if you're going to turn anywhere or you're going to stop suddenly, glance at the mirror.
One of the first things that everyone learns when they're learning to drive is that they must stay into the left-hand side of the road. How far do you take that?
Well, so long as you're not weaving in and out of parked cars, that's the main thing. So you try and keep a straight line of driving as much as possible. The main thing is anticipating what other people might do and cars parked up ahead. Now check to the left, there's a little road feeding onto your road from the left, so it's important to glance. And the thing with observation on the test, you have to emphasize the observation by just a little bit of head movement so that the tester can actually see that you're looking. Now as we approach the lights here, just be careful what position you're going to be when you stop.
So I stopped there in third gear. Is that okay?
That's fine. You can also come up in second gear. Depends how slowly you're coming up to the junction.
So there's no need to frantically try and get second gear, work down from fourth to third to second?
No, because a lot of people, they end up gearing down, but they're not letting the clutch up for each gear change, which in effect is coasting. Now with any crossroads, make sure you glance left and right, no matter how small they are. The whole thing with observation is to emphasize it to the tester, so a little bit of head movement.
So you have to be aware of everything that's going on around you. Parked cars, pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, road signs, the whole lot.
That's true. Now you can see you've marked lanes here, so always assume on the test that you're going straight on.
Can you actually fail your test for going too slow?
You can indeed, Ray. Lack of progress is a big problem. And particularly fast drivers that overcompensate, they think they have to go at a very slow pace. So it's important to keep up with the moving traffic, provided that they're not driving too fast.
And always looking out for signs which indicate changes in speed limits.
That's correct. Most of the time you will be in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, but in country towns now you could be brought inside and outside the speed limit areas. You can see the road goes very wide here, but it doesn't mean you actually go right into the curb. You keep a straight line.
How far should I be from the car in front of me?
Well, that all depends on the speed you're going, but a safe distance, maybe a little more than you think.
What about this 1 metre for every 1 mile, or is it 1 mile an hour?
Roughly a metre for every mile an hour you're doing is an approximate guide.